Most people are using ChatGPT completely wrong. They type in basic questions, get basic answers, and think that's all there is to it. But here's what they don't realize. The difference between beginner and an expert isn't just knowledge. It's knowing the right prompts to unlock GPT's true potential. The problem is, most tutorials show you surface-level tricks while the real power stays hidden. Today, I'm gonna show you exactly 21 prompts will transform you from someone who asks, "Hey, can you help me with this?" to someone who commands ChatGPT like a professional tool. We'll go from basic conversations to advanced techniques most people don't even know exist. Let's start with the 7 prompts that will take you from a complete beginner to someone who actually understands how ChatGPT thinks. Prompt 1, basic structure. Most people type something like, "Write me a blog post about marketing." That's amateur hour. Here's the professional approach. You are an experienced marketing strategist. Write a 1,000-word blog post about email marketing for small businesses. Include specific tactics, avoid generic advice, and format it with clear subheadings and bullet points. See the difference? I gave it a role, specific task, clear constraints, and formatting requirements. When I run this prompt, ChatGPT doesn't just generate text, create structured, professional content because I told it exactly what I wanted. The amateur version would give you something that screams AI generated. The professional version gives you content that's indistinguishable from expert human writing, but I always recommend add a bit of human touch. Remember, AI is not creator. It is very efficient assistant. Actually, before we dive into the next prompts, I'll show you what I personally use to save my prompt writing time. While you're learning these techniques, you probably don't want to memorize every single prompt structure, right? Look, inside AI Master Pro, we have Prompt Lab Pro, 300 plus ready-to-use prompts for exactly what we're covering today. Content creation, data analysis, business automation. Instead of starting from scratch every time, just grab a proven template, customize it, and you're done. This is especially powerful for freelancers and entrepreneurs who need consistent results without spending hours crafting the perfect prompt. But let's keep building your foundation with prompt number 2. Prompt 2. Role-playing power. Here's where most people completely miss the boat. They think ChatGPT is just a smart search engine, but it's actually a master actor that embodies any expertise you need. Try this. You are Gordon Ramsay teaching cooking to a nervous home chef. "I want to make beef Wellington, but I've never done pastry work. Be encouraging but honest about the challenges. Give me step-by-step instructions in your characteristic style." When I run this, GPT-5 doesn't just give me a recipe, it becomes Gordon Ramsay. The tone, the encouragement, the brutal honesty about technique, it's all there. This is because ChatGPT has been trained on massive amounts of text, including interviews, shows, and writing from real experts. But most people pick boring roles. Be a teacher is weak. Be a patient kindergarten teacher helping a frustrated parent with homeschool math is powerful. Specificity in roles creates authenticity in responses. Prompt 3, step-by-step mastery. Most people ask ChatGPT to solve complex problems in one go, then get frustrated when the answer is shallow or incorrect. Professionals know how to break down complex requests. Instead of "how do I start a business?" try this. "I want to start an online consulting business. Walk me through this step by step. First, help me identify my expertise and target market. Wait for my response before moving to step 2. Then, we'll work on pricing strategy, then marketing approach, then legal setup. Ask clarifying questions at each step." This approach turns ChatGPT into a consultant rather than search engine. It forces the AI to go deeper, ask questions, and create a customized roadmap instead of generic advice. When I use this technique, I get responses that are 10 times more valuable because ChatGPT is forced to think through the problem methodically rather than generating surface-level content. Prompt 4, formatting control. Here's a simple trick that immediately makes your outputs more professional. Most people let ChatGPT choose how to format responses, but professionals control every aspect. Try this. Create a comparison between iPhone and Android phones. Format your response as a table with these columns. Feature, iPhone, Android, winner. Include 10 key comparison points. After the table, provide a 1-paragraph recommendation for business users and another for creative professionals. This level of format and control makes GPT's outputs immediately usable in presentations, reports, or client communications. You're not just getting information, you are getting professionally formatted deliverables. You know what's crazy? We spent all this time mastering ChatGPT 5 and these incredible AI tools, but most sales teams are still drowning in busy work. It's like having having a Ferrari but being stuck in traffic. That's exactly why I'm excited to tell you about today's sponsor, Zams. Think of it as your AI command center for sales. Here's what makes it different. Instead of clicking through 10 different apps, you just tell Zams what you need in plain English. You can say something like, pull my latest call from AMC from Gong and add a summary in Salesforce, and it just happens. Or every time we get a demo request, assign the right rep and send me a Gmail asking for approval. The thing is, Zams connects to everything you already use. Salesforce, HubSpot, Slack, Apollo, Gong, and 100+ other apps. But instead of managing each tool separately, you're running them all from one interface. Sales teams using Zams are saving 20+ hours a week. If busy work is the hidden tax on your revenue, Zams cuts it out. Check out the link in the description to book a demo and see it in action. Now let's get back to mastering the next prompt. Prompt 5. Context and constraints. This is where beginners often struggle. They either give too little context or too much. Here's the sweet spot. I'm a freelance web designer who primarily works with local restaurants. I need to write a cold email to a new Italian restaurant that just opened downtown. The email should be personal but professional, mention their recent opening, offer specific web design services they likely need, and include a soft call to action. Keep it under 150 words and avoid overly salesy language. This prompt gives ChatGPT enough context to write something specific and relevant, while constraints ensure the output meets my exact needs. Without constraints, it might write a 500-word sales pitch that nobody would actually send. Prompt 6. Style mirroring. Here's a technique that most people never discover. You can teach it to write in your exact style by giving it samples of your writing. Analyze the writing style in this email I wrote. Paste your email. Now write a follow-up email to the same client about project delays, matching my tone, sentence structure, and communication approach exactly. This is incredibly powerful for business communication. Once GPT understands your style, can write emails, proposals, and content that sound authentically like you. I use this technique to maintain consistent voice across all my communications, even when I'm pressed for time. Prompt 7. Error correction. Here's what separates beginners from experts: knowing how to fix problems when ChatGPT gets it wrong. Instead of starting over, professionals know how to guide the AI back on track. When it gives you something off target, don't just type that's wrong. Instead, try this. That response was too technical for my audience. Rewrite it for business owners who aren't familiar with marketing jargon. Use simple language and practical examples instead of theory. This approach teaches ChatGPT exactly what went wrong and how to fix it, rather than forcing it to guess what you wanted. Because the biggest AI world problem is chaos. GPT-5 here, Claude there, new models every week, prompts scattered across notebooks. Most people drown in this mess instead of getting results. That's exactly why we built AI Master Pro. It's your home base for everything AI. Imagine, instead of hunting for prompts online, you have a library of 300+ tested templates. Instead of wondering if you're using AI right, you get our complete AI Master method that walks you through building sellable AI offers. Instead of falling behind every week, you get curated updates and a community of people actually making money with AI. Look, these 21 prompts are powerful, but they are just the beginning. If you want the full system that turns GPT-5 into your personal AI employee, check out AI Master Pro, links below. Now we're moving into techniques that most casual users never learn. These 8 prompts will transform how you think about AI interaction. Prompt 8, chain of thought reasoning. This is where the GPT-5 really shines compared to earlier models. You can force it to show its thinking process, which leads to much better results. I need to decide whether to hire a full-time marketing manager or use freelancers for my growing SaaS company. Walk me through your reasoning process step by step. First, analyze the pros and cons of each approach, then consider the specific context of SaaS businesses. Finally, factor in cost, scalability, and control. Show me your complete thought process before giving your final recommendation. When I use this prompt, GPT-5 doesn't just give me an answer, it shows me exactly how it arrived at that answer. This transparency allows me to spot flaws in reasoning or areas where I need to provide additional context. The magic happens in that phrase, show me your complete thought process. This forces GPT-5 to be methodical rather than just generating text that sounds good. Prompt 9, nested complexity. This is where we start getting into advanced territory. Instead of asking for simple outputs, you can create prompts within prompts that handle complex multi-part requests. Create a content marketing strategy for a B2B software company. Structure your response in 3 nested levels. Level 1, overall strategy and goals. Level 2, monthly themes and content pillars. Level 3, specific content pieces for month 1, including blog topics, social media posts, and email sequences. For each content piece, provide the title, target audience, key points to cover, and distribution channels. This type of nested prompting allows you to get comprehensive deliverables instead of surface-level advice. You're essentially creating a content production system rather than just getting ideas. Prompt 10, perspective switching. This technique is incredibly powerful for decision-making or getting comprehensive analysis. You force GPT-5 to examine issues from multiple viewpoints. I'm considering pivoting my consulting business from general business consulting to AI implementation specifically. Analyze this decision from 3 perspectives. 1, as a conservative CFO focused on financial risk. 2, as an aggressive growth strategist focused on market opportunity. 3, as a cautious operations manager focused on execution challenges. After all 3 analyses, synthesize the insights into actionable recommendations. This approach prevents the tunnel vision that often happens when you only ask for one perspective. You get a more complete picture of complex decisions because GPT-5 is forced to consider multiple angles. Prompt 11. Image generation mastery. Now we're getting into ChatGPT's multimodal capabilities. Most people use image generation like this: create a logo for my business. That's amateur. Try this instead. Generate a minimalist logo for a sustainable tech startup. The company develops solar panel optimization software. Style should be clean, geometric shapes. Incorporate subtle solar or tech elements. Use a palette of deep blue and gold, suitable for both digital and print applications. Avoid cliché sun symbols or overly complex designs. Create something that would work well on business cards and billboards equally. The specificity in style, color, application, and constraints gives you professional-grade results instead of generic clip art. I always include what to avoid because GPT-5 tends toward cliches without specific guidance. Prompt 12, vision analysis power. This is where ChatGPT's vision capabilities really shine. Most people just upload images and ask, "What is this?" But professionals use vision for strategic analysis. I'm uploading a photo of my competitor's retail display. Analyze this image from a marketing perspective. Identify the target demographic they're appealing to, evaluate the effectiveness of product placement, assess the use of color and visual hierarchy, and suggest 3 specific improvements I could implement in my own store layout. This transforms ChatGPT from a basic image identifier into a marketing consultant that can analyze visual strategy and provide actionable insights. Prompt 13, OCR and document intelligence. Here's a capability most people completely overlook. GPT-5 can read text from images and documents, but more importantly, analyze and act on that information. I'm uploading a screenshot of my competitor's pricing page. First, extract all the pricing information accurately. Then, analyze their pricing strategy. What market position are they taking? What psychology are they using? Where are the gaps I could exploit? Finally, suggest how I should position my pricing to compete effectively. This turns GPT-5 into a competitive intelligence tool that not only reads information, but provides strategic analysis based on what it finds. Prompt 14, voice mode conversations. Voice mode isn't just for convenience, it unlocks different types of interactions that text can provide. The key is structuring voice prompts differently. When using voice, try, "I want to practice a sales pitch for a new client." You'll play the role of a skeptical business owner who needs convincing. Interrupt me with realistic objections and questions. Let's have a natural conversation where you challenge my points and I respond. Start by asking me what I'm selling. Voice mode creates more natural conversational interactions that can help with practice, brainstorming, and working through complex ideas in a way that feels more collaborative.
So you're basically pitching me an all-in-one hub. So I don't have to juggle a bunch of different AI tools and subscriptions separately.
Prompt 15, Agent Mode Automation. This is where GPT-5 starts feeling like having a personal assistant. Agent Mode allows GPT-5 to work more autonomously on complex tasks. Research and create a comprehensive competitive analysis for my email marketing software startup. Identify the top 10 competitors, analyze their pricing, features, and market positioning. Create a comparison matrix of competitors, highlight market gaps, and suggest positioning strategies for my product. Work through this systematically and ask me clarifying questions if something is unclear or needs more detail. Agent Mode allows GPT-5 to break down complex projects into steps, work through them methodically, and come back to you with comprehensive results rather than requiring constant guidance. Now we're entering expert territory. These 6 prompts represent techniques that separate professionals from everyone else. Prompt 16, Study Mode Mastery. Study Mode turns GPT-5 into personalized tutor that adapts to your learning style and knowledge gaps. I need to learn digital marketing fundamentals for my business, but I'm a visual learner who learns best through practical examples. Create a personalized learning path. Start with a knowledge assessment to identify what I already know, then create lessons that build systematically. Use real business case studies, include practical exercises I can implement, and check my understanding before moving to the next concept. Begin with the assessment. This approach creates a customized educational experience rather than just dumping information. GPT-5 becomes a learning partner that adapts to your needs and pace. Prompt 17, Advanced Data Analysis. Here's where GPT-5's analytical capabilities really shine. Most people upload spreadsheets and ask for basic summaries, but experts know how to extract strategic insights. I'm uploading 6 months of sales data for my e-commerce business, perform a comprehensive analysis, identify seasonal trends, calculate customer lifetime value patterns, analyze product performance correlations, detect any anomalies or unusual patterns, and predict likely outcomes for the next quarter. Present findings as an executive summary with visual recommendations for strategic decisions. This transforms raw data into actionable business intelligence. GPT-5 doesn't just read your data, becomes a data scientist that can spot patterns and provide strategic recommendations. Prompt 18, Creative Combination Mastery. This is where things get really interesting. You can combine multiple creative elements in ways that would be impossible with traditional tools. Create a marketing campaign that combines the storytelling approach of Pixar movies with the direct response techniques of old-school mail order ads targeted at millennial entrepreneurs who are building their first businesses. The campaign should feel emotionally compelling but drive immediate action. Include 3 different touchpoints: an email sequence, social media content, and a landing page concept. This type of creative hybridization allows you to create truly unique approaches by combining elements that wouldn't normally go together. Prompt 19, Template Creation Systems. Instead of just getting one-off outputs, experts create reusable systems and templates that can be applied repeatedly. Create a comprehensive template system for client onboarding in my web design business. Include initial client questionnaire with strategic questions, project timeline template that can be customized, communication templates for each project phase, and a final delivery checklist. Make each template professional but personalized to my brand voice. Also create instructions for how to customize these templates for different client types. This approach builds business systems rather than just solving immediate problems. You're creating assets that improve your business operations long term. Prompt 20, Handling Complex Problems. Expert level prompting involves knowing how to structure complex multi-layered problems that require sophisticated reasoning. I'm dealing with a complex business situation. My main client wants to reduce their budget by 40%, but they also want to expand the scope of work. I have 3 team members whose jobs might be at risk, and I'm considering pivoting to a different service model entirely. Help me think through this systematically. First, map out all the interconnected factors and potential consequences, then generate multiple solution paths, evaluate each path's risks and benefits, and finally recommend a decision framework I can use to choose the best approach. This type of prompt treats GPT-5 as a strategic thinking partner rather than just an information provider. You're leveraging its reasoning capabilities to work through complex, ambiguous situations. Prompt 21, Master Integration Prompt. This is the culmination, a prompt that combines multiple advanced techniques to solve comprehensive business challenges. I am the founder of a growing digital marketing agency. I need a complete strategic plan that addresses multiple interconnected challenges, act as my senior business advisor, and work through this systematically. This technique actually reminds me of something we teach inside AI Master Pro, the idea that AI works best when you give it specific roles and constraints. We have entire modules on this in our generative AI course, but the key principle is what we're doing right here. Phase 1. Analyze my current situation using the data I'll provide about revenue, team structure, and client portfolio. Identify strengths, weaknesses, and market position. Phase 2. Research market trends in digital marketing and identify emerging opportunities that align with my company's capabilities. Phase 3. Develop 3 distinct growth scenarios: conservative, moderate, and aggressive, with specific tactics, resource requirements, and timeline for each. Phase 4. Create implementation templates, including hiring plans, service offerings, pricing strategies, and client acquisition systems. Phase 5. Build monitoring system with KPIs and decision points for each growth phase. Work through each phase methodically, ask clarifying questions when needed, and present deliverables that I can implement immediately. Begin with phase 1 and wait for my input before proceeding. This type of master prompt demonstrates how GPT-5 can serve as a comprehensive business partner rather than just a tool for individual tasks. Let me share the most important insights I've learned from working with GPT-5 at this level. First, the biggest mistake I see people make is trying to get everything in one prompt. ChatGPT works best when you treat it as conversation partner rather than search engine. Build complexity through iteration rather than trying to create the perfect prompt upfront. Second, always be specific about what you don't want. ChatGPT has a tendency toward explain cliches and generic responses. Explicitly telling it what to avoid is often more powerful than telling it what to include. Third, context is everything, but too much context can be counterproductive. The sweet spot is giving ChatGPT enough information to understand your situation without overwhelming it with irrelevant details. Fourth, save your best prompts. When you find something that works well, document it and create variations. Build your own library of proven prompts rather than starting from scratch each time. So, 3 immediate steps. First, I recommend you to pick 3 prompts from today's video and use them this week. Learning is not just watching, it's actually implementing knowledge into your work or business. Second, build your own template library for your most common tasks. And third, if you're serious about AI mastery, check out AI Master Pro. Links in the description. Remember, the goal isn't to replace your thinking, it's